The mysterious goodbye. Ryan was just a normal human. He lived on a mining colony far from Earth. Life was quiet, boring, and full of hard work. Every day, he worked with machines, fixing pipes, checking engines, and cleaning dust from metal walls. He didn't have many friends, except one, Zork. Zork was not human. He was tall, blue-skinned, with big black eyes and 4 arms. He looked scary at first, but he had a warm heart and a deep laugh. Zork and Ryan met 5 years ago during a fuel leak accident. Ryan saved Zork's life, and from that day, they became best friends. They shared food, stories, and even jokes. Zork taught Ryan about alien customs, and Ryan shared stories about Earth, about coffee, rain, and music. For Ryan, Zork felt like family. But then, one cold evening, Ryan got a strange message. It was short. "Come quick. I don't have much time." The message came from Zork. Ryan's heart dropped. He didn't wait. He jumped into his rover and drove fast across the rocky land toward Zork's dome house. The sky above was dark with red clouds. A storm was coming. When Ryan reached the dome, the door was open. That was strange. Zork was always careful. Ryan rushed inside. He stopped. Zork was on the floor. He was bleeding. His 4 arms were weak and shaking. His blue skin was turning pale. "Zork!" Ryan shouted, falling to his knees. "What happened?" Zork smiled weakly. "Old friend, I'm glad you came." Ryan tried to call for help, but Zork grabbed his hand. "No time," Zork whispered. "Listen, carefully." Zork pulled out a glowing cube from under his cloak. It was smooth and bright like a small star. He placed it in Ryan's hand. "This is everything I own," Zork said. "My ships, my home, my wealth. It's all yours now." Ryan shook his head. "What are you talking about? You're going to be okay. I'll get help." Zork closed his eyes. "No, Ryan. My time has come. I knew this day would come, but I did not expect it so soon." Ryan felt tears in his eyes. "Why give me all this?" Zork opened his eyes again. "Because I trust you. Because you are more than a friend. You are my brother." Suddenly, the ground shook. A low hum filled the room. Ryan looked around, confused. "What's that noise?" he asked. Zork's voice became softer. "They are coming. The Guardians. They will take you to my world now. You must be strong." The door opened. 4 alien guards entered. They were tall, with silver armor and sharp eyes. One of them spoke in a deep voice. "You must come with us, human. Lord Zork has passed his legacy to you." Ryan looked down. Zork was no longer moving. He was gone. Ryan stood up slowly, still holding the glowing cube. "Where are you taking me?" The guard replied, "To your new home." Ryan followed them outside. A large black ship waited near the dome. It was beautiful and deadly, like a bird made of steel. Ryan stepped inside. The doors closed. Inside the ship, everything was clean and bright. A robot led him to a soft seat. Across the room, 2 women waited. They were not human. One had golden skin that shimmered like sunlight. The other had dark purple skin and glowing green eyes. Both were tall, elegant, and wore silk-like robes. They looked at Ryan without speaking. The golden one stepped forward. "I am Neraya," she said. "I was Lord Zork's bonded mate." The purple one spoke next. "And I am Vexa. Now, we are yours." Ryan blinked. "What do you mean, mine?" Neraya stepped closer. "Zork chose you. You are now the master of his estate, his wealth, and his wives." Ryan took a step back, shocked. "Wives?" Vexa smiled gently. "It is the law of our people. We were bonded to him. Now, by his final will, we are bonded to you." Ryan felt his head spin. He had just lost his only friend. Now he was told he owned spaceships, wealth, and 2 alien wives. It didn't make sense. I didn't ask for this, Ryan whispered. Neraya looked into his eyes. Neither did we, but now we are together. And danger is coming. Ryan looked down at the glowing cube. It pulsed softly in his hand. He didn't know what lay ahead, but something deep inside him told him this was just the beginning. Inheritance of chaos. The stars moved outside the windows like silver rivers, silent and endless. Ryan sat quietly inside the alien ship, staring at the glowing cube in his hand. It felt warm, alive. It pulsed like a small heart. Zork's final gift. Zork's legacy. Zork, his only friend in the universe, was gone. Now Ryan was being taken to a planet he had never seen, to a world that suddenly belonged to him. He still couldn't believe it. Just hours ago, he was a simple mechanic. Now he was Lord Ryan, master of a fortune, of starships, of alien technology, and bonded to beautiful alien women. The silence broke. "Are you afraid?" asked Neraya. She sat across from him. Her golden skin shimmered under the ship's soft lights. Her voice was calm, but held sadness. Ryan nodded slowly. "Yes, I don't know what I'm walking into." Vexa, sitting beside Neraya, leaned forward. "You are walking into power, into danger, into Zork's world." Ryan looked at them both. Did he really? Choose me? Why? Vexa tilted her head. "Zork saw something in you. He trusted you more than his own blood. That means something." Neraya added, "He loved you like a brother. That is why you now carry his name, his title, his life." Ryan felt the weight of their words. It wasn't just about wealth. Zork had given him a throne. And thrones attract enemies. Suddenly, the ship shook slightly. "We've entered the capital airspace," the pilot's voice echoed. Ryan stood and walked to the window. What he saw made him gasp. Below them was a giant city, floating on clouds. Towers of crystal and steel touched the sky. Rivers of light flowed between buildings. Strange flying creatures glided across the horizon. It was the most beautiful place Ryan had ever seen. "This is Zordania," said Neraya. "Zork's home. Now, yours." The ship landed on a grand platform, guarded by soldiers in black armor. As Ryan stepped out, trumpets sounded. A small crowd had gathered, curious eyes, whispers, and frowns. "He is human," someone muttered. "A stranger," said another. Neraya and Vexa stood on either side of Ryan like shadows. A royal officer approached and bowed. "Lord Ryan, the High Council awaits." Ryan followed them through golden halls, under massive statues of ancient alien leaders. Everything smelled of power and secrets. Finally, they entered a circular chamber. 13 alien figures sat around a large table, each one older, more alien, more serious than the last. A tall, white-skinned elder with glowing blue eyes spoke first. "You are the one Zork chose." Ryan nodded. "Yes." Another counselor growled. "You are human. Weak. You do not belong here." Ryan stood straighter. "Zork trusted me. That should be enough." Whispers filled the room. Some nodding, some frowning. The head counselor raised a hand. "We will respect Lord Zork's final wish, but your leadership must be tested. You will face the trials of inheritance." Ryan blinked. Trials. The elder smiled coldly. "To rule, you must prove you can survive. Starting now." Before Ryan could ask more, the floor shifted. Guards stepped forward and placed a golden ring on his wrist. It locked with a click. "This is your key and your test," said the elder. "Do not lose it." Ryan was taken to his new estate, a palace floating high above the city. The doors opened to reveal rooms full of treasures, glowing crystals, ancient books, weapons of light, and floating gardens. Yet Ryan felt no joy. He felt watched. That night, Ryan couldn't sleep. He walked through the halls alone, thinking about Zork, about Earth, about how his life had changed in a single day. Then he heard it. Footsteps. Slow, soft, not his. He turned around. Hello. No answer. Ryan followed the sound to a dark hallway. A shadow moved. A figure in black armor stepped out, holding a blade. Assassin. Ryan ducked just in time. The blade sliced the air. He rolled to the side and grabbed a metal rod from the wall. He fought back, using instinct more than skill. Suddenly, a blast of light hit the assassin. He fell, unconscious. Ryan looked up. Vexa stood there, holding a small energy gun. Her eyes glowed. "You were not supposed to see that," she said softly. Ryan was breathing hard. "What's going on? Who sent him?" Vexa looked around. "You need to be careful. Many want you dead." "Why?" Ryan asked. Vexa walked closer. "Because you don't belong here. Because you were human. Because Zork left you everything, and they want it back." Ryan's head spun. "You said Zork trusted me, that he chose me. Why would anyone challenge that?" Vexa stared into his eyes. "Zork had secrets. He didn't just give you his wealth. He gave you something else. Something powerful and dangerous." She handed him a small silver chip. "Zork told me to give you this if someone tried to kill you." Ryan held the chip in his palm. "What is it?" Vexa whispered, "The truth." Ryan placed the chip into the cube. The cube glowed brighter. A hologram of Zork appeared. His voice echoed in the room. "If you are seeing this, then I am dead. Ryan, listen to me. You must not trust everyone, not even Naraya or Vexa. They each have their own plans. But you must follow the path I left for you. You are more than you think. The cube will guide you. But remember, this empire was built on secrets. And now, those secrets are yours." The message ended. Ryan stared at the cube. The room was silent. He didn't know who to trust anymore. Not the council, not the guards, not even the women beside him. He was alone again. But now, he had something he never had before. Power. And everyone wanted it. Alien politics and deadly secrets. Ryan sat on the balcony of his new palace. The night sky above was full of stars and strange glowing moons. The air was calm, but his heart was not. The words from Zork's message kept playing in his mind. Do not trust everyone, not even Naraya or Vexa. But they had saved him, helped him, walked beside him. Still, something didn't feel right, especially about Vexa. Since the assassin attack, she had grown quiet, distant. She didn't meet his eyes much. She would disappear for hours. Ryan started noticing patterns. The way she moved at night. The way she avoided questions. One night, Ryan followed her. He wore a black cloak and moved silently through the halls. Vexa left through a hidden door at the edge of the palace garden. She didn't know Ryan was behind her. They walked for over 20 minutes through tunnels and old stone paths, far below the city. Strange symbols were on the walls, glowing with soft blue light. Finally, they reached a metallic door. Vexa looked around to make sure no one followed her. But Ryan was hidden in the shadows. She placed her hand on the wall, and the door opened. It led into a large underground chamber, bright and cold. Ryan stayed just outside, peeking in. His eyes widened. Inside, machines hummed softly. Glass chambers lined the walls. Inside them floated bodies, strange bodies, half human, half alien. They looked like sleeping children. Ryan's hand trembled. What was this place? Vexa walked up to a console and placed a small vial of glowing liquid into a machine. A screen lit up, showing something even more shocking. DNA analysis. Match found. Subject: Ryan. Ryan's chest tightened. His DNA. Why? Vexa spoke to herself, not knowing Ryan was there. Soon the council will see. Ryan is the key. The bloodline is real. The prophecy, true. Ryan stepped back, heart racing. He had heard enough. He ran quietly back the way he came, slipping into the palace before anyone noticed. The next day, Ryan called a private meeting with Neraya. She wore a white robe and carried a calm presence. Her golden skin sparkled under the palace lights. "You seem troubled," she said, sitting across from him. "I need to ask you something," Ryan said carefully. "What do you know about Zork's secret lab?" Neraya's expression changed slightly. Not shock. More like hesitation. "What do you mean?" she asked. "I followed Vexa," Ryan replied. "I saw her enter a hidden place, the lab, with experiments, using my DNA." Neraya stood slowly. Her voice was soft. "So, you found it." Ryan looked at her. "You knew." "Yes," she said, "but I didn't take you there because I wanted to protect you from it." "From what?" Ryan asked. "From the truth," Neraya said. "Zork didn't just choose you because he liked you. He chose you because you are part of something older, something powerful." Ryan's voice lowered. "Tell me everything." Neraya walked to the window and looked outside. "Long ago, our people believed a great leader would come. One who was not fully alien, not fully human, but a mix, a bridge between two worlds, a child of two bloodlines." Ryan's eyes narrowed. "A prophecy?" She nodded. "Zork believed you were the one. That your ancestors were part of a forgotten project. Humans taken centuries ago and change. You are the result." Ryan took a deep breath. "So I'm what? A prophecy?" "You're the only one who can unlock Zork's ancient eye." "The cube," Neraya said. "You are the Heir." Later that night, Ryan sat alone with the cube. He pressed the silver chip into it again. Another message played. "Ryan, you may not know who you really are, but your bloodline was no accident. I found the truth many years ago. I tried to protect you from it. But now, they will come for you. They want what's in your blood. Don't let them take it." The message ended. Ryan stared at his hand. At his skin. Was he even fully human anymore? He had no time to process. Because the palace shook. An explosion. Guards shouted. Alarms screamed. Ryan rushed outside. Smoke rose from the west tower. Fire. And Vexa was gone. He ran to the scene. A guard was injured. Ryan grabbed him. "What happened?" She turned on us," the guard said. "Lady Vexa. She escaped. Took data files from the vault. Said something about the awakening." Ryan stood in the smoke. Betrayed. Angry. Confused. He had trusted her. Now she had run off with secrets. Dangerous ones. And worse. The council called for an emergency hearing. At the council chamber, the air was tense. "You have lost control," one elder shouted. "Your mate is a traitor. You bring war to our door," another said. Ryan stood strong. "I didn't ask for this, but I'm not running." The head counselor stared at Ryan. "Then prove it. Lead the security forces. Bring her back, alive or dead." Ryan nodded. "I will." That night, Ryan suited up for the first time. Wearing silver armor marked with Zork's ancient symbol, he looked at himself in the mirror. Not a miner, not a technician, but a leader. Neraya walked in. "Are you ready?" "No," Ryan said honestly, "but I'll go anyway." She placed a hand on his shoulder. "Be careful. Vexa may not be acting on her own." "What do you mean?" Ryan asked. "There are powers deeper than the council," Neraya said. "Groups who believe the prophecy should be stopped, even if it means killing you." Ryan's eyes darkened. "Let them try." He stepped onto the command deck of Zork's largest warship. The crew waited in silence. Ryan gave his first order. "Track her ship. Prepare for hyperspeed. We find her now." The engines roared. The stars outside shifted. And Ryan knew. The game of power, politics, and deadly secrets had only just begun. The human code. The stars blinked like cold eyes as Ryan's ship jumped through hyperspace. He stood at the front window of the warship, wearing dark silver armor with Zork's crest glowing faintly on his chest. Behind him, officers waited silently. No one dared speak, not when their new leader looked like a man about to chase a ghost. Vexa had run. Taken data from Zork's secret vault, data connected to Ryan's DNA, and to something deeper. The crew watched him, not because he was a great commander, they didn't know him well, but because he was Zork's heir, and Zork's name still carried power. Ryan turned. Status. A pilot answered. Her ship left orbit 2 hours before us. It entered the Ebon Veil. A silence fell over the room. The Ebon Veil, a dark sector of space filled with broken moons, magnetic storms, and ancient debris. Ships entered, but few returned. Follow her, Ryan said. But sir, the pilot said nervously, the veil is forbidden. I said follow her, Ryan repeated. She's carrying something dangerous, something I need to understand. The ship turned toward the darkness, toward the truth. Inside his chamber, Ryan placed the glowing cube on the table. The room dimmed, the cube activated, and Zork's hologram appeared again. If you are ready, Ryan, unlock the final file. The human code. Ryan blinked. The human code. Zork nodded. Greater than, it is the truth I found buried in alien history. A truth that links humans to something ancient, something powerful, but it is not easy to hear. Ryan pressed his palm to the cube. The hologram changed. Now it showed stars, a timeline, genetic trees. Thousands of years ago, humans were taken from Earth. Not all, but a few. Secretly, quietly, they were changed, merged with alien DNA, not to harm, but to evolve. Ryan leaned closer. You, Ryan, are the last result of that experiment. Your blood is the bridge. Your DNA is the key. That's why I made you heir. Not because of loyalty, but because of destiny. Ryan's chest tightened. So I'm part alien. Yes, Zork said. Greater than, and that's why others fear you. The message ended. Ryan sat back, mind spinning. His whole life, he thought he was unlucky, average, invisible. Now he was a walking secret, a weapon, a symbol, a threat. And Vexa had taken the files that proved it. The ship entered the Ebon Veil. The sky turned black-red. Asteroids drifted like frozen bones. The radar buzzed with false signals. She's here, an officer said. Her ship is hiding near the Echo crater. Ryan stood. Prep the landing crew. I'm going down. Naraya appeared beside him, dressed in light battle armor. I'm coming with you, she said. Ryan hesitated. You trust me? I trust Zork's choice, she replied. And I trust my heart. Ryan gave a small nod. Together, they entered a small scout ship and flew into the crater. The surface was rocky and gray. Cracked hills surrounded them like broken teeth. Lightning flickered in the sky, but there was no sound. They walked carefully. Ryan held a scanner. She's close. Suddenly, a voice echoed across the rocks. I knew you'd come. Vexa. She stepped out from behind a metal structure, holding a strange alien device glowing blue. Her eyes looked different, harder, colder, but there was sadness too. Ryan raised a hand. Vexa, what are you doing? She held the device tighter, unlocking the truth. You stole files, Ryan said. Secrets, my DNA. Why? Vexa stepped closer. Because the council lied to us. Zork hid things. You are not just an heir, Ryan. You are the start of something new. A human who can control ancient tech. Ryan's voice was calm. Then why run? Vexa looked at Naraya. Because she wouldn't understand. Because I had to see it myself. She pointed the device at a wall. A doorway opened. Inside was a small glowing chamber. It looked ancient, but somehow it responded to Ryan's presence. The lights turned green. The machines hummed. "It's called a Nexus Vault," Vexa whispered. "Only your DNA can open it. That's why I needed you." Ryan stepped inside. The chamber scanned him, then projected an old message from unknown voices, older than Zork, older than the Council. "If the hybrid survives, the bridge is complete. The child of Earth and stars will carry the future. He must choose peace or power." Ryan looked at Vexa. "Why did you bring me here?" Vexa's voice trembled. "Because I wanted to see what you'd choose." Suddenly, a blast hit the ground near them. An attack. From above, small alien drones swarmed in. The Council had sent hunters, believing Vexa was betraying the Empire. They wanted no secrets leaked. Ryan, Neraya, and Vexa fought side by side. Laser blasts lit up the sky. Ryan grabbed a staff from the vault wall, instinct guiding his hands. The weapon lit up with blue energy. With one swing, he destroyed 2 drones. His blood unlocked the ancient power. The war had begun. After the battle, the drones were gone. Smoke rose into the dark sky. Ryan was bleeding, tired, but alive. Neraya helped him stand. Vexa sat quietly on a rock, her face full of regret. "I never meant to hurt anyone," she said. Ryan looked at her. "You were trying to protect the truth." Vexa nodded. "And now, the Council will come after all of us." Ryan picked up the Nexus device. "Then we don't run. We prepare." Neraya asked, "What will you do now?" Ryan looked at the stars above. "I'll do what Zork wanted. I'll lead, but not their way." He held the glowing cube. "I'll lead my way. A kingdom on fire." The city of Zordania no longer felt like home. The skies were dark. The people were quiet. Guards stood on every corner. The once beautiful streets, filled with glowing trees and soft music, now felt cold and full of fear. Ryan had returned, but he wasn't the same man who had left. He now knew the truth about himself, about his bloodline, the prophecy, and the ancient alien nexus that only he could unlock. He also knew that the High Council feared him. They feared the truth. And fear brings war. Inside the palace, Ryan stood before his advisors. Neraya stood on his right. Vexa, newly forgiven but still watched closely, stood on his left. Officers, generals, and alien diplomats filled the large chamber. "The Council wants to control me," Ryan said. "They sent drones to kill us. They sent lies into every corner of the Empire. Now they say I am a threat." He looked around the room. "But I'm not the threat. They are." A general stepped forward. "What is your command, Lord Ryan?" Ryan looked at the glowing cube on the table. Zork's legacy. His gift. His warning. He took a deep breath. "We don't fight for power," Ryan said. "We fight to protect truth. We fight for freedom, for Zork's dream." Neraya stepped forward. "The people still believe in him. If we move quickly, they will follow you." Vexa added, "But the Council will not fall easily. They control the capital fleet." Ryan nodded. "Then we don't wait for them to strike. We strike first." That night, fire lit up the skies. Ryan's loyal forces launched a surprise raid on a Council-controlled data tower. It held records, proof that the Council had hidden the truth about humans, the prophecy, and Zork's death. Ryan wanted that truth exposed. The battle was quick and fierce. Ryan led from the front, wearing Zork's armor, his staff glowing with ancient blue energy. He moved like a soldier, but thought like a leader. Neraya fought beside him, calm and focused. Vexa flew one of the attack ships, guiding others through the storm clouds. They won. But the war was just beginning. Back at the palace, Ryan stood over the stolen data files. Holograms filled the room, showing recordings from years ago. One message made him freeze. It was a secret meeting between 2 council elders. Zork grows too close to the human. If he names him Heir, we lose control. We must act before that happens. The second voice replied. Agreed. Prepare the poison. Make it look like natural death. And once the human arrives, we frame him. Ryan's jaw clenched. They had murdered Zork and tried to blame him. Rage burned in his chest, but he didn't scream. He just said one word. Enough. The next day, Ryan called the people of Zordania to the grand square. Thousands gathered, aliens of all kinds, rich and poor, young and old. Ryan stood on the balcony above them, Zork's glowing cube floating beside him. I was not born here, Ryan began. I come from Earth, a world you have never seen. I was once no one, just a worker. A human. He paused. Let the silence grow. But Zork chose me, not for power, but for purpose, because I carry truth in my blood. He raised the cube. This holds the evidence. Zork was murdered by the council. They tried to stop me from speaking today. But here I am. Gasps filled the crowd. Ryan continued, I do not want to rule you. I want to free you. You will choose your future, not the council. The crowd erupted in cheers. Hope returned to Zordania, but not for long. That night, the council struck back. Warships attacked the palace. Explosions rocked the towers. Fires spread across the city. Ryan ran through the smoke, helping civilians escape. He fought alongside Neraya, blasting enemy droids with ancient weapons. Vexa flew overhead, her ship chasing council fighters across the skies. Her voice came through the radio. Ryan, they're targeting the energy core. If they destroy it. Boom. The palace shook violently. Ryan was thrown back. Dust filled the air. His ears rang. His vision blurred. He saw Neraya lying still on the ground. He crawled to her. Neraya. Neraya. She opened her eyes slowly. I'm okay. Just hurt. He helped her up. But time was running out. A commander shouted, Lord Ryan, the west wall is collapsing. Ryan turned to Vex's voice again. We're losing control. Ryan closed his eyes. He saw Zork's face in his mind. He remembered his old life. And he remembered the promise he made. No more running. No more fear. He ran to the central chamber, where the ancient eye rested, connected to the cube, and now to him. Activate defense mode, he said. The AI responded. Greater than confirm identity. Ryan, Heir of Zork. Human hybrid. Activating core shield. A blue shield surrounded the palace, pushing enemy ships back. But it was temporary. They needed more than defense. They needed to finish this. Ryan called to Neraya and Vexa. We attack the command ship. Vexa's voice was steady. Just give the order. Neraya stood tall despite her injury. Together, they boarded the last warship Zork built, the Starfire. It was hidden for years. Now it would lead one final charge. Ryan stood at the front. No more secrets, he said. No more lies. The Starfire launched into the sky, blazing like a comet. Ryan's voice echoed through every ship, every speaker, across the city and the stars. This is Ryan, Heir of Zork. I fight not for myself, but for truth, for the future of humans and aliens, for peace. Join me. Thousands did. Ships rose. Fighters turned. Even council soldiers began to doubt their orders. The kingdom burned, but from fire comes rebirth, and Ryan was ready to rise with it. Protect Earth, save the galaxy. The stars were quiet. Too quiet. Ryan stood on the bridge of the Starfire, staring into the deep dark of space. Behind him, Neraya and Vexa waited. Their faces were tense. The ship was silent except for the low hum of energy pulsing through the floor. They had won the battle on Zordania, but it wasn't over. Because now the real enemy was coming. Not the council. Something older. Something bigger. something that wanted Earth. Ryan turned to face his team. "They're moving toward Earth," he said. Neraya's eyes widened. "Are you sure?" Ryan nodded. The Nexus Vault had coordinates. Ancient signals. Something is waking up. An old empire buried deep in space. It sees Earth as a threat. Because of me. Vexa walked forward. "You unlocked the code. You activated the bloodline. That means Earth is now part of the galactic map." "And a target," Ryan finished. He looked around the war room. Alien officers watched him with fear and hope mixed in their eyes. Ryan continued, "If they reach Earth, millions will die. The humans don't know how to fight this kind of war. We can't let that happen." A general stepped forward. "Then we take the fight to them." Ryan nodded slowly. "Yes. But first, we warn Earth." The Starfire entered hyperspeed. The stars bent. Time blurred. Ryan stood alone in his quarters, holding a small photo of his home back on Earth. A little farm outside New York. A place with green grass, warm sun, and no war. "I never wanted any of this," he whispered. "But fate doesn't ask for permission. It chooses." 2 days later, the ship arrived near Earth's orbit. The planet looked peaceful, blue and white under the sunlight. Ryan stared at it like a son returning home after years of being lost. They sent a message to Earth's satellites. Within minutes, Earth's defense agencies locked onto them. "Unidentified alien ship," a voice said. "You are not cleared for approach." Ryan stepped up. "This is Ryan Vale, born on Earth, former technician of Lunar Station 12. I am coming home." A pause. Then a voice replied, softer. "Ryan, you're alive." Ryan smiled. "Yes, but listen to me carefully. Earth is in danger, and we have very little time." Ryan was granted permission to land at a secure base. Soldiers greeted him with confusion and disbelief. Some pointed. Others whispered, "That's really him. He disappeared 5 years ago." Ryan met with world leaders, scientists, military commanders. All of them stared in shock as he showed them the glowing cube, the ancient symbols, the galactic charts. Earth was never alone, Ryan explained. But now, for the first time, the universe knows we exist. The leaders argued. Some wanted to prepare. Some wanted to hide. Some didn't believe. Ryan slammed his hand on the table. "We don't have time to argue. Ships are coming. War is coming. If we don't unite now, Earth will fall." Silence filled the room. Then a soft voice broke it. "I believe him," said a general. "Let's get ready." Over the next days, Ryan helped Earth prepare. The Starfire linked with Earth's defense satellites. Alien engineers worked beside human soldiers. Energy shields were built. New weapons were placed on the moon. For the first time in history, humans and aliens stood together. But time was running out. And so was Ryan's strength. Each time he used the cube, he felt weaker. The ancient tech pulled at his DNA, draining him slowly. Zork's warnings echoed in his mind. "This gift has a cost. Use it wisely." Neraya noticed the change. "You're getting pale," she said softly. "I'm fine," Ryan replied. But he wasn't. 3 days later, the enemy arrived. The sky cracked with thunder. Ships the size of cities appeared from deep space. Black, cold, silent, like shadows come to life. People on Earth stared up at the sky, frozen. The alien fleet sent one message: surrender the hybrid, or be destroyed. Ryan read the words. He didn't blink. "Not today," he whispered. The battle for Earth began. The sky lit up with laser fire. Explosions shook the oceans. Defense shields held for hours, but they were cracking. Ryan led the Starfire straight into the enemy fleet. Neraya was at the weapons controls. Vexa piloted with skill and speed. Earth fighters joined them, brave but small compared to the massive invaders. Still, they fought. Together. Inside the largest enemy ship was a command node, a central brain that controlled the entire fleet. Ryan knew that if they destroyed it, the attack would collapse. But getting there meant flying deep into the enemy swarm. "I'll do it," Ryan said. "Alone." "No," Neraya said quickly. "You won't make it." "I have to," Ryan replied. "The Q only answers to me. I have one last move." Vexa stepped forward. Her eyes were bright with fear. "Let us go with you." Ryan looked at them both. His friends, his protectors, his family. He smiled gently. "No, you've done enough. If I don't come back, finish the fight." He kissed Neraya's forehead, squeezed Vexa's hand. Then he stepped into a drop pod and launched. The pod flew through explosions, fire, and metal. Ryan closed his eyes. Inside the pod, the cube glowed brighter than ever. "Last chance, Ryan," the eye whispered. "Are you ready?" "Yes," he whispered back. "For Earth, for Zork, for everyone." He crashed into the enemy command ship. Fighting his way through dark halls, he reached the core. The cube floated above him, pulsing like a living sun. Then, Ryan did something no one expected. He stepped into the light. The cube began to break apart, merging with him. The energy flowed through his veins, unlocking every code, every secret Zork left behind. He became the code. He became the key. And then, he became the weapon. A blinding shockwave burst from the enemy ship. Across the sky, every enemy vessel stopped, froze, and shut down. The attack ended in a flash of white light. Back on Earth, the sky cleared. Cheers rang across the world. But Ryan's ship didn't return. Vexa looked to the sky. No. Neraya fell to her knees, tears in her eyes. "He saved us all." Then, hours later, a quiet signal appeared on the radar. A pod. Damage. Weak. Inside, Ryan. Alive. Barely. As they pulled him from the wreckage, he opened his eyes slowly. Neraya held his hand. "You came back," she whispered. Ryan gave a tired smile. "I always do." Legacy of Zork. The war was over. The sky above Earth was blue again. No more fire. No more alien ships. Just clouds and sunlight. But deep inside a quiet medical chamber under the Earth Defense Base, Ryan lay still. Machines beeped softly. His eyes were closed. His face was pale. He had saved Earth. But the cube, the ancient power, had nearly destroyed him. Neraya sat beside his bed. Her golden skin glowed softly under the lights. She didn't speak. She just held his hand. Vexa stood near the window, silent. Her eyes watched the stars, searching for answers in the sky. Days passed, and finally, Ryan opened his eyes. At first, he didn't remember where he was. He felt weak, like every part of his body had burned and frozen at the same time. But then he saw her. Neraya. She smiled. "You're back." Ryan tried to speak. His voice was rough. "Did we win?" She nodded. "You stopped the command ship. Their fleet shut down. You saved everyone." Vexa walked over, her voice soft. "You nearly died." Ryan gave a small smile. "It's becoming a habit." They laughed gently, but there was pain behind it. Because something had changed. Ryan wasn't the same. Later, doctors confirmed what Ryan already felt inside. The cube was gone. Its power was used up, burned out when it merged with him. The energy that once lit up galaxies was now quiet, silent. Ryan was human again. Fully. The alien part of him, what Zork had awakened, was gone. And yet, he didn't feel empty. He felt free. Weeks later, Ryan stood outside with Neraya and Vexa. They watched as the people of Earth and Zordania joined together to rebuild. Human engineers worked beside alien builders. Children of both worlds played together in the fields. A new age had begun. Ryan gave a speech at the United Assembly. We once thought we were alone. Now we know we are not. But with connection comes danger. And with danger comes choice. We chose peace. Together. Zork gave me everything. But I give it back to the people. No more thrones. No more empires. Just unity. The crowd cheered. Flags of different worlds flew high. Ryan stepped down from the stage, not as a ruler, not as a weapon, but as a man. But the story wasn't over. One night, Vexa received a message. A signal. Encrypted. Ancient. She decoded it slowly. It was from deep space, far beyond the known galaxy. A voice spoke. Faint, fading. This is the last beacon of the architects. If the hybrid survives, he must come. The real war has not yet begun. Vexa looked at Ryan. He stared at the message, silent. They want me to leave Earth, he said, to finish what started. Nereia placed her hand on his chest. You don't have to go. I know, Ryan whispered. But maybe. I want to. A few days later, Ryan stood at the edge of the Zordania launch field. A small, fast ship waited. It wasn't a warship. It was a seeker, built for travel, for exploration. Nereia and Vexa stood beside him. You're really going, Vexa said. Ryan nodded. There's more out there. And Zork didn't give me this life to sit still. Nereia's voice trembled. What if you don't come back? Ryan looked at her gently. Then I hope the galaxy never forgets why I left. He hugged them both tightly. You made me better, he said. Both of you. Tears filled their eyes. Then he stepped aboard the ship. The engines roared. The crowd watched in silence as the ship rose into the sky and vanished among the stars. 1 year later, children sat around a glowing fire on a green hill in Zordania. An old alien teacher told them a story. Long ago, she said, there was a man from a faraway world. A human. A nobody. But inside him was something special. Something that no one could see, until the stars called his name. The children listened with wide eyes. He saved our worlds. He gave up power. He chose peace. And then, he disappeared. But some say he still flies among the stars, watching, protecting. Who was he? One child asked. The teacher smiled. His name was Ryan. Far across the galaxy, in a ship made of ancient steel and stardust, Ryan sat at the front window. He looked out at a star system no one had ever mapped. Planets untouched, moons that glowed green, signals blinking in strange codes. He smiled. The journey wasn't over, but it had just begun. The end.